Welcome to an ELAN original presentation. Today we are going to be talking about Event Mapping 101. What is an event map and how to use them? Event maps are our if-then statements, or macros to some people. Our if/or statements are what trigger the event to start. Any commands put in the events list can trigger the event map to start. And statements are conditions. Anything put under the conditions section must be true, all must be true for it to get to the command section, which our command section is the then of the if-then statements. And then all those commands fire in order. Once you start an event map, once the commands start firing, there is no way to stop them. They keep running until done. So, if an event happens, then do command. Fairly basic. If event or event happens, then do command. If event and condition happens, then do command. Alright, so let's look at this first event map we're going to talk about here. When the security system is armed, set the system mode to away. What is the event that's going to trigger this to happen? The security is armed. What do we want it to do? Change the system mode to away. Or a way I like to write them out is a simple sentence, event to command. The event being security is armed, ELAN system mode set to away. Well, if we do it one way, we need to do it the other way. So let's look at the other way of doing that, which is if we arm it, we want it to go to away. If we disarm it, we want it to go to home mode. So in this case, what's the event? Security system is disarmed. The command would be system mode changed to home mode. Or the way I like to look at it, event to command. Security is disarmed. ELAN system set to home. So, let's go take a look at Configurator. So if we go into Configurator and go down to our event mapper, we're going to start with the top and look at global options. On global options, we have the ability to turn off all event maps by one command. We can just kill all event maps. No event maps will work. If you turn them off, just remember you turned them off because you're going to have to turn them back on. The other thing you'll know from doing anything in Configurator, this little gray box tells you you've got options. And the option we have here is Show Event Map Trace. The trace shows you what commands are running from your event maps. It's a good go-to for troubleshooting. Okay. So let's talk about our two event maps. We'll go to the first one, and if you notice a little box, we can check and we can add new event map. You want to be very, very specific on the naming of your event maps. Be very detailed because they all just end up in alphabetical order, so I try to type in exactly what's going to happen. So in this case, it's going to be security is armed, which you don't have to put the is, but we can put armed. Set away. Okay. So what's going to be our event here? Our event is going to be security is set to armed. Let's go over here and look at the add. When we click on add, you'll get this new window that gives you the option for adding an event. It'll be very similar under conditions and commands. It's a standard Windows tree branch view. As you go down the tree, the branches change. So as you go down here, your options and event groups change. And in this case, we're going to be looking for our security system. And the name of our partition is going to be house. So it's going to be main house is armed in away mode. Okay, and then select OK. Fairly simple, right? So now what do we want our command to be? So change the ELAN system mode to away. So we're going to add a command here. Now it's not going to be in the most common place you think it would be, but it is there. It's under General System. For some reason it's under Delay Execution, but it's there. And switch to away mode. Alright, so we've got security system is armed. Change the ELAN system to away mode. Alright, so if we've set it one way, we need to do the event map for the opposite way, which we can just right click, add new. And this will be security disarmed set home. So our event here is going to be our security is disarmed. So we're going to add our event here, which is going to be under security system. House is disarmed. Press OK. And then we're going to add our command down here, General System. It's under Delay Execution, switch to home mode. Okay. Fairly simple here. This way, if somebody arms the alarm, it changes the lighting schedule, the thermostat schedule, anything you have scheduled with system modes to change from home to away and back. Okay. Another quick common event map that I've seen a lot is for projectors to turn them off in a theater. Most of the time, projectors need a double command to turn them off. So let me show you how you would do that real quick and easy. We're going to add another event map. We'll just call this projector off. Double tap. If I can tap. All right. So I've got a projector in my theater. So we're going to go Audio Zone Controller. Theater. Zone is turned off. So I only want to do this when the zone is turned off. We're going to go to our display device for our projector. And it gives us the off command is turn display off. So I want to put turn display off, and I want to put a little bit of a delay, then turn display off. Now, on commands, whenever you add a new command, it stays right where you were on your last command. So I'm going to go ahead and add my second command, and then I'm going to add my delay, and I'll show you how you can move up and down. So delays are under General System, Delay Execution, and it gives us time base in here. So usually about 1 second or 2 seconds is about right. So I'm going to go with 2 seconds. And if we highlight one of these commands, you'll get your options to ungray out for remove or move up, move down. So in this case, I'm going to move it up. So now the command would fire turn off projector, wait 2 seconds, turn off projector. Okay, this is just a basic delay execution in the order of things. In the next class, we will get to timers and timed events. Okay, so one of the things I like to use event maps for is to go into true automation. There's a lot of people out there that think control is automation, and it's not. A lot of people just install control systems, meaning that you hit a button and it does something. Automation is a system that does things for you without you having to hit buttons. For example, when we tie all these subsystems together, meaning the security system, the lighting, the HVAC, if your fire alarm goes off, do you really want the HVAC to be able to turn on and pull that fire throughout the house? No, you want to turn off the HVAC if the fire alarm goes off. If it's in the middle of the night, let's say you're a heavy sleeper, you want to turn on all the lights. You may want to unlock doors. You may want to flash outside lights. In this case, we're going to do just a basic version of this. I'm going to add a new event map. I'm going to call it fire alarm HVAC off, lights on. Okay, so what's going to be our trigger for this? Our trigger for this is going to be under our security system, and we're going to use the house, and we have a fire alarm. Okay, so whenever the fire alarm goes off, what do we want it to do? Well, we want it to turn off the HVAC, so we're going to go to climate system. We have 2 thermostats on this system, and we're just going to go in here and turn them off. System mode off. Okay, so if I've done it to one, I need to go ahead and grab the other one. System mode off. Okay, so now the HVAC's turned off. We want to go ahead into our lighting system and turn lights on. I've already created a scene called All On. So by pressing this scene button, it's going to turn all lights on in the house. Okay. We're just trying to keep this simple to start with here. So when the fire alarm goes off, the 2 thermostats upstairs and downstairs will turn off, and all the lights in the house will turn on. This is true automation, where we've taken one subsystem and triggered 2 other subsystems with it. Okay? Let's talk about convenience. Let's say the front door is unlocked and it's nighttime, turn on the entry light. That would make sense, right? Well, let's add our event map. And we're going to call this front door unlocked at night, turn on entry light. I know I've gone way over the edge of it, but we know what it's going to do by clicking on it. We can know exactly what we're supposed to be doing here. So we're going to go to our door lock is our event. We're going to use our front door is unsecured. Now we have options under unsecured. We could do it by any method, manual, by controller, master code, or any specific user. In this case, we're going to use any method. That way it doesn't matter who unlocks it, how they unlock it. But this is going to be the one where we start to get into conditions. The condition we want here is at nighttime. Well, we use an astronomical clock to set sunrise and sunset so we can tell if it's day or night, and we can check off of that. So we're going to add a condition. It's under General System, Daytime, Nighttime. Is it daytime? True or false? So if it's daytime false, that would mean it's nighttime. And with it being nighttime, we would want to turn on the light. So I'm going to go to Lighting System. And I'm just going to scroll down until I find the entry dimmer. And I can turn it on. Okay. So now when the front door is unlocked by any method and it's nighttime, turn on the entryway light. Well, here's another one we can do with door lock. Okay. So if we go into door unlocked by owner, play music. So in this case, we can actually do a door unlocked by a specific user. So we're going to go to door lock, front door, unsecured, and we're going to grab user number 1. Okay, and when that user number 1 unsecures the door lock, we're actually going to go, and there's a couple ways of doing this. We could go into audio zone controller and select a zone, turn it on to a source, and then go to media system and find a favorite and play it that way. The preferred way I like to do it is using an interface device like a KP7 and pressing a favorite that we've already used. So for example, let's say we've got this KP7 right here, and it's in the family room. We can execute favorite number 1. And this could be a dynamic favorite that the client changes whenever they feel like changing the music. So whenever they unlock that front door, it's going to start playing their music. Now we could get into all kinds of different conditions and different event maps running off of this. But this is just trying to keep it fairly simple to start with. Okay, next up, because we have a garage door sensor on our garage, I like to turn on the garage light whenever the garage door is open. And whenever the garage door is closed, I would like it to delay, then turn it off. Okay, so let's do this one. Call it garage door open, light on. All right, so what's going to be our trigger or our event to start this? Our trigger to start this is going to be garage door open. So what we need to do is go down to our security system, and we have a trigger called garage door. If it is faulted, and let's say we want this to be nighttime, we'll add our condition in here for nighttime. Under general system, daytime, nighttime, is it daytime? False. If it's nighttime, turn on the garage light. So that's going to be lighting system. And I like to go straight to the dimmer itself. So we've got a garage dimmer here, and we're going to turn it on. I'm one of those that really recommends if you turn something on with an event map, you better have an event map to turn it off. So in this case, we're going to add another event map that when the garage door closes, all right. So in this case, when the garage door closes, turn the light off. So we're going to use that same security system trigger, garage door, faults cleared. But we don't want to turn it off the second it starts going down. We want to delay. And does it matter if it's daytime or nighttime if we're wanting to just turn off a light? No, it doesn't. So we don't really need the condition. So we're going to go in here and add a general system, delay execution, and I'm going to put it in there for 2 minutes. And then we're going to add the lighting system command for garage to turn off. Not too difficult. Okay, so now we also have the color changing ring on our door station. We can actually set the color of the ring on the door station by event map. In this case, I would like to set it when the alarm is armed, change the ring to red. When the alarm is disarmed, change the ring to green. When the alarm is in stay mode, change the ring to orange. Now to do this, I've had to already go into my viewer and set up my event mappable colors of event map 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and do these. Now, do we have to create new event maps for the arm and disarm, being that we've already got 2 commands in here for security armed and security disarmed? No, we do not. So we can actually go in here and add to these event maps. So we have security arm set to away. We can actually change this and red ring. Okay, so all we have to do is add another command down here at the bottom. So we're going to go in here and find our interface device. Intercom device. There it is, doorbell. So in this case, it's called garage door station. And we're going to set the light ring color to event number 1, which I've already set as red. Now, with it just being set to event number 1, the end user could go in there and change that color in the viewer to any color they want. It doesn't have to be red, but we've already set it that way. And since we modified an event map, we do have to hit apply. So let's go to our security is disarmed. So security is disarmed. And we're going to go green. Green. Okay. So disarmed, we're going to use event number 2. Notice it popped up right where we were at our garage door station. And I'm going to set it to 2. Now, since we don't have a stay command, we're going to have to add a new event map for that. So I'm going to add another event map. And we'll call this one security stay orange ring. Our event to trigger this is going to be our security system house armed in stay mode. And we're going to go to Intercom, garage door station, set ring color to 3, which is going to be orange. We've already created that. All right. So that's how we can set the ring color. Okay. Got a couple more for you here. So let's talk about push notifications. A lot of times people like to have notifications sent to their phone that'll tell you status of things at their house. For example, alarm is disarmed. Send a push notification to my phone to let me know that the security system is disarmed. Our push messages or pop messages are up under messaging, and we actually have to create them before we can assign them in an event map. Okay, so let's go up to messaging, and we're going to right click on push messages to add a new push message. This one will be called security is disarmed. Now, a common problem is people will think the name of it is actually what it sends. This is incorrect. The text field is what it actually sends. So at the moment, it would send my message, which to a homeowner would tell them nothing. So we want to make sure we're very specific in what we type in here. And we've also got these tokens down below that we can enter in the token name. For example, the token name time will display the current time. The token date will display the current date. So I'm going to use both of those. Now you have to put your punctuation and spaces before and after if you want them to actually be there. So I'm going to put in here the message is going to be security was disarmed at time on date. All right, and keep in mind your tokens must be capitalized for them to work. All right, so now we go back down to our event mapper. And since we've already got a security disarmed event map, we can just add it to it as well. And we can add on the end push notification. All right, so let's add our push notification. Everybody usually thinks it's going to be under messaging, in which it is not. It is actually under interface device. You have to determine what interface device you want to send the push notification to. So in this case, I'm going to grab the his command, and we will scroll down till we find the option of pop message. Once we find pop message, it'll give us the list of message options, which we only have one, which security is disarmed. Okay, so at the moment, if the security is disarmed, it will send a pop message to his cell phone. Now if we want to add her cell phone, we can do that as well. So we can grab her cell phone, pop message, security is disarmed, and hit apply. Okay? I always love this type of message because you've got 3 different event maps tied in together. Let's do another one that can be fun but can be troublesome. If person motion is detected in, let's say, the backyard, send a push notification. This is all great and good until you go in the backyard and try to mow, and you get 5 million push messages to your cell phone while you're trying to mow. I always recommend, if you're going to do a camera motion, make sure you have a condition of away before you do it. Okay? So let's go create our push message first. So we got to go back up to messaging, push messages, create a new push message. This one's going to be camera motion backyard. Alright, so we'll change this to, say, backyard camera motion at time on date. I always like to put the time and the date, that way, because when you look back at them, because you can make the notifications persistent on a cell phone, so you could look at it a couple hours later and know exactly what time, what date. So let's go down to our event mapper. New event map, camera motion, event push. So what's going to be our event that triggers this? Our event that triggers this is going to be off of our video system, I believe. Yes. I've got an Office Dome, and this is one of our with the advanced analytics, so we can do motion, person, or vehicle. In this case, I'm going to grab person detected. And what do I want to do? Well, I want a condition is of away mode active. So in here, we're going to do a condition of general system mode away mode active is true. That way, if I'm mowing the backyard, I don't get the million push messages to my cell phone. And we can go to interface device, his pop message, camera motion, and then go ahead and add hers. Pop message, camera motion. All right. Now, this is not the only place you have event maps happening. You can trigger event maps from custom pages. And when you add buttons to custom pages, you usually have an option to right-click and add an event map directly or edit an event map that's already been added. So a common one I use is power cycling banks on PDU devices, okay, like a Blue Bolt M4000 power device, which I usually create a reboot page under interface, and I'll usually create that under home pages. So I'll add a custom home page. In this case, I've already created the custom home page, and I've got banks 1, 2, and 3, okay. I can actually delete that guy because it's not needed. But if I go to here to bank number 1, right click on it, it'll give me the option to create an event map for button press or button release. In this case, I'm going to do button press, and it's going to give me an option to name it, which the name it comes up with is essentially what the button is. And it's going to give us an event map view here that looks very similar to what we have under the event mapper page, but it's a little more concise. So in this case, it's already put in the event to trigger this for us. All we have to do is add the command. In this case, I'm going to add a command, and it's going to be under UPS. That's my M4000. We can power cycle a bank. I do not like using turn off then turn on, because invariably somebody will turn off their switch or turn off their router remotely and not be able to turn it back on. I like to use the power cycle bank command. That way the device knows to turn it off, then turn it back on. Okay, and we're going to grab bank number 1. And there you go. Once we've done that, that event map will actually now be populated under the event mapper with the same name and look identical. Now, if I've done it for bank 1, you could obviously go in there and do it for bank 2 and bank 3. It's wash, rinse, repeat. But this has been Basic Event Mapping 101. If you have any questions, please reach out to your RTS. All right. Thank you and have a great day.